Good morning, everyone. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
So I think the screen is visible now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So here, as we have completed the first and second unit, is there any doubt for the first and second unit?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, do a study, and then if you are having any doubt, you can ask me at any time. But still, I'm asking if you are having any type of a doubt related to any points. See, what are the points we have seen is tangent vector field, directional derivative, curve, reparameterization, and then differential form, exterior product, exterior derivative we have seen. Correct? After that, we have seen dot product norm of a vector Euclidean space. And in the chapter 2, we have started with the Freinet apparatus for the unit speed curve and for arbitrary speed curve, then covariant derivative with respect to tangent vector as well as a vector field. Okay. And after that, we have seen the isometries, that is translation, rotation, and orthogonal transformation. Okay. Now we have the third unit. What is the third unit? Calculus on the surface. Okay. So let us see what is there in the calculus on a surface. Okay. We can see here the in the unit, that is third unit, calculus on the surface. So here we are going to see the definition of surface. Before that, we must know first two definition, that is a regular mapping, and some other definitions we want to know, and after that we will find out what is the definition of a surface. Okay, so up to now whatever we have studied is only related to your curve. Now we are going to see the surface, or rather Freinet apparatus, whatever we have seen for our curve. Okay, what is tangent, normal, binormal, curvature, and torsion. So all these type of things now we are going to study for our surfaces. Okay, getting me?
Yes, ma'am.
So you can see here, so in this surface, in the chapter surface, we will define regular mapping and the rank of the matrix, then coordinate patch, and after that proper patch, and then we are going to define the what is a surface. So here is a definition of a surface. Okay, before that we must see firstly, let us see what is there in the introduction. So as
Hello.
we have studied whatever the properties related to the curve, now all those properties or the geometric properties whichever we have seen about curve, that tangent, normal, binormal, curvature, all these property now we have to expand this to our surface. Okay, so now you can see, the to study the calculus we need a linear spaces, but the spaces like cylinder, sphere, etc. are not linear, and hence calculus cannot be developed. Okay, so you can see that here given that cylinders, spheres, all these are not a linear. What do you mean by not a linear? Yes, what do you mean by non-linear? No one knows the definition of not linear, non-linear.
Non-linear means graph doesn't looks like a straight line.
Okay, it is not a straight line. You go for a graph. But okay, let me ask you what about the linear spaces? Because here word is given linear spaces. So what do you know about the linear spaces? Linear space नहीं माहित का तुम्हाला?
Vector space, ma'am.
Yes, is it the same? No. Why you are so confused? What is given but the spaces like cylinder, sphere are not linear. Why they are not linear? Whether you know that what is the equation of a sphere is x square plus y square plus z square is equal to r square, or it can be written as x minus a bracket square plus y minus b bracket square plus z minus c bracket square. So you can see the square is there, so that is not called a linear because it is a quadratic equations. Okay, and even you can see the equation of a cylinder also, that is also not a linear. Okay, so to make them available for calculus, that means to make a study of all those surfaces like cylinder, sphere, all this object whatever we want to study, for them we are going to introduce the coordinate patch, and coordinate patch are used to define the surfaces. Okay, just now I told you initially that to define a surfaces we must know what is regular map, what is a rank of a matrix, coordinate patch, proper patch, all these definition if we are going to know, then only we can define the surface. Okay, so to make all these objects to be linear, first we will define coordinate patch, and some method of constructing a surface are discussed. That means, as I told you initially, that surface is not defined yet in our whole mathematics. आतापर्यंत ऐकलेत का mathematics मध्ये surface ची definition?
No, ma'am.
It is simply we are imagining that the surface is anything in a 3D space. Okay, but now in this differential geometry paper, we are going to define a surface. Okay, so here given that some methods of constructing surfaces are discussed in this. A surface in E3 is a subset of E3, but not all the subsets of E3 are a surfaces. Okay, just now I told you that whenever we heard a name surface in a mathematics, we imagine that surface is a something which is in a 3D space. So every subset of a 3D space or E3 space, R3 space is not a surface. Okay, every subset of a E3 space is not a surface. That I am going to prove you later on, that how every subset is not a surface in E3, and it is required surface to be smooth and two-dimensional, and we shall express some experiment, some requirement like this, okay, in the terms of mathematics, right? Now here the word smooth and two-dimensionals are given. These two words will be having some mathematical formation, that is two-dimensional मतलब क्या होना चाहिए, smooth means what. Okay, that we will define later on, what is regular mapping, what is a rank of a matrix, coordinate patch, and proper patch. Okay, everyone understood with the introduction? So what is given initially, surface is not defined in our mathematics up till now, and we imagine cylinder, sphere, all these are surfaces, and these are linear spaces. हम अब तक समझ रहे थे नहीं, but these are not a linear spaces. You can see the equation of a sphere, cylinder, these are not linear equations, right? To make them a linear, we are going to define a coordinate patch, and after that, defining a coordinate patch, we will define proper patch, regular map, and all these. With the help of that, we will construct a definition of a surface, and any object in E3 is not a surface. Okay, just like any subset of E3 is not a surface, but we are going to define what is actually a surface. What are the two criteria for that? First one, the surface should be smooth and it is two dimensional. Okay, initially in the first lecture of differential geometry I had told you that here in the whole E3 space we are going to study about the smooth curve. Okay, up to two chapter we have studied smooth curve. Okay, just like you know about a regular curve. Regular curve means what? Alpha dash of t is not equal to 0. Okay, आठवते ना definition regular curve ची?
Yes, ma'am.
alpha dash of t is not equal to 0 for all t belongs to E. It means that the curve is not going to stop anywhere, or you can say the particle is not going to stop anywhere. It is having a continuous motion. Okay. And alpha dash of t equal to 0 is not much more interested. We are not interested to study all of this constant curve. Okay. So here we are going to study the smooth and two-dimensional curve. The meaning of smooth and two-dimensional you will come to know later on, that with the help of some definitions we are going to define those terms, that is what do you mean by smooth and a two-dimensional. Okay. So here actually it was introduced by Jacob, uh, our Jacobian matrix. आठवते ना Jacobian matrix?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So here first we'll see what is a regular mapping. Okay. For regular mapping, I hope you are knowing this in the paper of real analysis. In the third or fourth chapter, we have studied what is a mapping, what is how the inverse mapping is defined, right? So F is a mapping given from En to Em is said to be regular if the Jacobian matrix F has a rank n, where n is the dimension of a domain of your function. Okay. Now here actually we must know firstly what is the need of defining the Jacobian matrix. Yes, anyone know what is the need to define the Jacobian? Okay, whether you know implicit and explicit functions. Yes, when you have studied this Jacobian matrix, many example we have solved on the Jacobian. Okay, let us keep it as a homework for you. Will you do it, or it will be as it is, as just like many questions I have asked you in your first year? What is maxima, minima, y, second derivative? What is the geometric interpretation of second derivative? Dot product, cross product, their geometric interpretation. Many questions I have asked you. Okay, so let it be. What do you mean by Jacobian matrix, or why it is defined? I hope you have done this in the real analysis paper, third unit. मॅडमने घेतलं असेल ना Jacobian matrix, why there is need
Yes,
to
ma'am.
define the Jacobian matrix. Okay, let me remind you in short. I am not going to give you in detail. Is the screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So suppose you have any implicit or explicit function. हे तर माहिती आहेत का implicit and explicit functions? Y is equal to f of x. Which type of a function is this? Okay, whether you have
Explicit, ma'am.
correct. So we know that this is explicit function, and we know that how to find out the derivative of explicit function. Yes, how to find out directly, we can differentiate it and we can get the derivative of this. This is what a explicit function. Now what do you mean by implicit function? लेक्चर होने के बाद आइए.
When x is function of some another parameter.
X is a function of Yes?
No, ma'am, this is explicit. Sorry.
Wait, students. Wait 2 minutes. So we are provided that y is equal to f of x is a function given to us, which is explicit function. We find the derivative of this with the help of a directly y dash is equal to. Now, what do you mean by implicit function? If suppose a function is given in some complicated form, just like suppose I have a function cos of f of x square plus y square cos inverse of like this, and suppose I have here some difficult functions, and if I want to find out the derivative of this, how you are going to find out the derivative of this? Now as we are not able to find out this in terms of, we cannot convert this in the terms of explicit function, that's like y is equal to f of x. So at that time we are going to use our Jacobian method to solve this type of a function. Okay, simply I have given you a hint what is implicit and what is explicit function. So you have to go through that, and then you have to see in detail how the Jacobian is defined. Okay. Now let us come back to our point here, given that f is a mapping from En to En, and it is said to be regular if the Jacobian matrix f has a rank n. Okay, if the Jacobian matrix has a rank n, which is nothing but the dimension of a domain of our function. Okay, so here firstly, given that a mapping f is a mapping from En to Em space, then this mapping is said to be regular if the Jacobian matrix of f has a rank n. मतलब क्या होना चाहिए आपका, जो भी आपका जैकोबियन आएगा उसका रैंक ऑफ अ मैट्रिक्स क्या होना चाहिए आपका, इक्वल टू डायमेंशन ऑफ अ डोमेन. दिस इज ये जब होगा तभी हम उसको क्या कहेंगे, जैकोबियन is having a rank n. Okay. Now we must know what is the rank of a matrix. Correct. Before going to this definition, we must know what is the rank of a matrix. Okay. Now before going to definition of rank, I want to know what do you understand from the definition of rank of a matrix. काय माहिती आहे रँक ऑफ मॅट्रिक्स कसं फाइंड आउट करतात तुम्ही?
Row echelon form.
Row echelon form. Okay. Now here, given that the definition is a matrix is A is said to be having a rank R if and only if it contains a non-zero determinant of order R and determinant of order R plus 1 are 0. Now how to find out this one is a matrix A is said to have a rank R if and only if it contains a non-zero determinant of order R and every determinant of order R plus 1 are 0. Okay, we must have A is said to be of rank R if there exists a determinant of order R and every determinant of order R plus 1 is equal to 0. Now let us go for a very easy example for you. Suppose I have a matrix and its rank I have to find out. Suppose the matrix is given to us with the entries say 1 1 1. Okay, now everyone know what is the rank of this matrix?
1.
1. Okay, how you come to know if you want to find out the rank of a matrix? Many of the students say that it is a number of non-zero rows. So you can see number of non-zero rows are 3, but here we know that the rank of a matrix is 1. Or reducing it to echelon form, or the another definition is A is said to be have a rank R if every determinant of order R is non-zero and determinant of order or R plus 1 is 0. आता इथे तुम्हाला कळेल हो. Suppose I want to find out the determinant of this matrix. What is the determinant of this matrix?
0.
0. right? No doubt it is equal to 0. We can say the 3 cross 3 determinant is 0. What about any 2 cross 2 matrix? Is determinant if I want to find out, अगर आप ये वाला ले,
0.
is of if you are going to take any
0.
cross 2, so again it is equal to 0, and we know that the rank of a matrix is equal to r is equal to 1. So every determinant of order r plus 1, that means r plus 1 means what? It is 2, or r plus anything, r plus 2, it is a 3. So every determinant of order r plus 1, r plus 2, everything will be equal to 0, and it is said to be of rank r equal to 1 if उस रैंक ऑफ दैट डिटर्मिनेंट इज इक्वल टू 1, क्योंकि आप यहाँ पे 1 क्रॉस 1 लोगे तो सिंपली यू विल गेट 1 क्रॉस 1 determinant which is non-zero, and hence we say that the rank of a matrix is equal to 1, and it is not equal to 2 because every determinant of order 2 cross 2 is equal to 0, and also about the 3 cross 3. So you can see the definition itself once again. A matrix is said to be have a rank R if and only if it contains a non-zero determinant of order R. If contain at least one non-zero determinant of order R, and every determinant of order R plus 1 is 0. Okay, every determinant of order R plus 1 will be equal to 0. Then only you can say that it has a rank R. Barobar? Are you getting
ma'am.
me? Okay, now let us come back. A mapping is said to be regular if the Jacobian matrix of F has a rank n, where n is a dimension of a domain of your function. Okay, now given that F is a mapping from En to Em space. F is a mapping from En to Em space. You have done it already in your real analysis 1 paper in 3rd or 4th chapter. At that time, maybe madam have told you about what is a Jacobian matrix, and we have seen these type of functions also, right? No, inverse function
Yes,
define
ma'am.
the existence वगैरह. So here, if I want to find out f of suppose given mapping is En to Em space is there. So we can have this is with f of p is equals to, what will be f of p? It is equal to f1, f2, f3 up to so on fm, right? So f of any point in our En space, the resultant is f1, f2, f3 up to so on fm, correct? So here we get that this mapping is said to be having a regular map. Okay, regular map if what is the condition? The rank of the Jacobian matrix has equal to n, that is the dimension of a domain. Now what is the dimension of a domain? It is n. Now let us take a easy example. Suppose I have defined a mapping from suppose E3 to okay, let us take E2 to E3. Okay, let us define a mapping from E2 to E3, and if I want to say that this mapping F is a regular map, if I want to say that the mapping F is a regular map, before that we must know what is a regular curve. Alpha is a function from I to E3. Alpha is said to be regular curve if alpha dash of t is not equal to 0 for all t belongs to I. Later on, I will show you what is the equivalence or what is the similarity in the curve in the surfaces. Okay. At, at that time, you must know this one. What is a regular curve? Okay, this mapping F is said to be regular if the rank of this matrix F, Jacobian matrix, should be equal to dimension of a domain, that is rank of a matrix, say suppose A is equal to dimension of a domain, that is equal to 2. Okay, if this happens, then we say that this mapping is a regular mapping. Is the idea clear about the regular map and the matrix, the rank of the matrix?
Yes, ma'am.
And here again the condition is given, n should be strictly n should be less than or equal to m. Okay, that's why I have written here the mapping F is suppose from E2 to E3 space. That's why what is the condition? N should be less than or equal to M. Okay. If you're not remembering all this, you can go back to those lectures of real analysis where you have studied in detail. So here we have seen the definition of rank of a matrix as well as the regular map. So now, as we know that how to find out Jacobian matrix. There are two ways to write down the Jacobian matrix. Either you can write with the functions or you can write down with the variables. Okay. You can keep a function as it is or you can keep the variable as it is. So here you can see the two matrices are given. Here f1, f2, f3, that is function is variable and derivative is taken with respect to x1. Okay. Now here function kept as it is and derivative is changed, that is x1, x2, x3 up to xn. You can take anything. Either it is you can keep function as it is or you can keep a variable as it is. And then you can find out the Jacobian matrix, and if the rank of this Jacobian matrix is equal to dimension of a domain, then we say that it is a regular mapping. Okay, rank of a matrix is also known to you. Now let us go for the next point, that is a coordinate patch. Okay. Yes, any doubt about the rank and the whatever we have seen about the regular mapping?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now let us see what is the definition of a coordinate path. Let D be the open subset of E2. Consider the mapping. Okay. Now you can see D is open subset of E2 means what? The X will be a mapping from E2 to E3. Okay. You can consider X be a mapping from E2 to E3. And what is your D? D is any subset of E2. D is what? It is any subset of E2. So you can consider this to be a mapping from E2 to E3. So here we are going to define what is a coordinate patch. D be the any subset of E2. Consider the mapping H from E2 to E3 or D to E3. If it satisfies the two condition, x is 1, 1 and regular. If it satisfies the two condition, first one, x is 1, 1 and regular, then x is called a coordinate patch. Okay. If it satisfies the condition x is 1, 1 and x is regular, then x is called a coordinate patch. Now, we must know what do you mean by a 1, 1 and regularity. Why the condition of 1, 1 and regularity is given for the coordinate patch. Now here you can see the images. We have any subset D of a E2 and mapping is from D to E3 in such a way that F is defined, so that now if I want to say it is a coordinate patch, first it should be regular and it should be 1, 1, right? Why the condition are given like this? Let us assume that you have one rubber sheet. Okay. Suppose this is what your E2 space. Let us assume that you have a rubber sheet. ओके. और ऐसे अज्यूम करो कि आपके पास एक पतरा है. ओके. पतरा पता है ना, लोहे का जो होता है. रबर शीट और some object you have which is D, which is subset of E2 space. Now what is X? X is a mapping from D to E3 in such a way that X is 1, 1 and regular. Now क्या करना है आपको? रबर शीट लेना है, right? Take one rubber sheet and fold it in such a way that you get the one 3D object. Imagine that you have आपके पास एक पतरा है और उसको आपको फोल्ड करके एक 3D ऑब्जेक्ट का एक कोई भी 3D ऑब्जेक्ट का साइज में उसको कन्वर्ट करना है. सपोज imagine that you are doing one object. We have a rubber sheet and we just apply some mapping in such a way that it can be converted to any 3D object. Instead of imagining any 3D, let us assume that we are imagining it to be a half sphere. Can you do this? Imagine करा फक्त. पतरा लेके उसको बढ़ोना है. Okay, after applying such a mapping, that object can be converted into some 3D format. It can be one object in 3D space. Can you imagine this, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
ओके, तो क्या करना है हमें, रबर शीट और एनी ऑब्जेक्ट, एनी आयन शीट लेना है, उस पर कुछ अप्लाई मैपिंग अप्लाई करना है, जस्ट लाइक यू हैव टू सम अप्लाई सम मैपिंग इन सच अ वे दैट you have to convert this in any 3D object. Maybe you have done it in your childhood. क्या करना है आपको, एक रबर शीट लेके उसको कन्वर्ट करना है इन द फॉर्म ऑफ अ 3D space. So what is the condition in that? Firstly, it should be one and regular. Okay. Now these conditions may not be applied in our childhood, so we are doing some arbitrary things, right? Here we have the two condition, it must be regular as well as it must be one. Now what do you mean by one? One का meaning क्या होता है? Yes, yes, what do you understand by a mapping X to be a one? Okay, just tell me what is the definition of one.
Different elements have different images.
Okay, so x1 not equal to x2 implies that f of x1 is not equal to f of x2. Correct? Or in another way, mostly we use the method f of x1 is equal to f of x2. It implies x1 is equal to x2. Okay? Contrapositive है ना? So different
ma'am.
elements have different images. So in another way, you can use in another language as this f of x1 is equal to f of x2, it implies x1 is equal to x2. Now, suppose while doing those operations, suppose you have taken an iron sheet and you apply some operation on that. While doing those operations, suppose one part of iron sheet or that rubber sheet uh, is cut out. Maybe due to some problem, by applying those mappings or those operations, you can see that some part of that rubber sheet or the iron sheet is cut out. Okay, so at that time, you think about this mapping f is a one. Okay, x1 not equal to x2 implies that f of x1 not equal to f of x2. Okay, for different elements here in the domain, we should have the images should also be different. Okay, so अगर आपने उसको कट किया है, right, while doing those functions, suppose you have done in such a way that you have cut it. Okay, whether the condition of one will be as it is, one ची condition satisfy होणार का?
No, ma'am.
Okay, just try to imagine that we have a one rubber sheet and while doing those operation we have cut out and then we have converted this into a the 3D object. Imagine that 3D object to be any half sphere or any 3D object, just like that rubber sheet I have converted into some object. Now अगर आपको one का condition ensure करना है, तो suppose we go for the second one. If I have f of x1 is equal to f of x2, can you go back whether you can see x1 is equal to x2, क्योंकि आपने उसको cut किया है, right? So here the condition of one ensures that there is no cutting of the plane. Okay, the condition of one ensures that there is no cutting of the plane. Now let us come to the second condition. What is your second condition? Here firstly we have x is 1 then x is regular map. Okay, what do you mean by regular map? The rank of the Jacobian matrix should be equal to dimension of a domain, that is dimension of a domain is 2, right? Given that the dimension of a domain is 2, why it is 2? Because it is a E2 space, that is R2 space. माहिती है ना?
Yes, ma'am.
R2 space की dimension. Okay, now let us come here. What is given? The definition of a coordinate patch ensures your regular curve. Just now I told you that you must remember the definition of a regular curve. The condition of regularity is replaced by xu cross xu cross xv is not equal to 0. Here actually ये theorem हम लोग later on prove करेंगे कि xu cross xv is not equal to 0. It implies that it is regular or if and only if statement है, right? xu cross xv not equal to 0 is equivalent to say that your mapping x is a regular map. Now let me show you resemblance that how the condition of regularity works here in our curve as well as in a coordinate pair. Alpha is a mapping from I to E3 and V ensures that alpha dash of t is not equal to 0 for all t belongs to I. Then we say that the mapping is a regular map or the curve is regular. Now here the condition x from D to E3. Here also we have I is a subset of E. Here also we have D is a subset of E2. Then we say that X is a regular map if the rank of the Jacobian matrix is equal to dimension of a domain, that is dimension of E2 is equals to rank of the Jacobian matrix, rank of suppose X, right? Now actually later on in some theorems we are going to prove that XU cross XV is not equal to 0 is equivalent, or you can say it is if and only if X is regular. Okay, now let me show you how this xu cross xy not equal to 0 will be similar to this alpha dash of t is not equal to 0. Correct? We want to find out what is similarity. Now, as we see that x is a mapping from D to E3 such that x is suppose given that it is with two variable u and b. You can see here in the image also it is any subset D of a E2 space, so it has two variables. Suppose this is what x-axis u and y-axis is b, and whatever the object you are going to get, it is a 3D, correct? So x of uv will be equal to some x1, x2, x3. We don't know what are those x1, x2, x3. सिर्फ हमने इमेजिन किया है कि हमने एक रबर शीट और आयरन शीट लिया है, उस पर कुछ मैपिंग्स अप्लाई करना है, उस पर कुछ ऑपरेशंस करना है, so that it can be converted into a one object in 3D space. Okay, so that object we don't know what are actual coordinates of that object, so simply we have written them as x1, x2, x3. Later on, we will find out what is x1, what is x2, and x3. Okay. So up to now, just imagine that x of uv is equal to some x1, x2, x3. Barabar? So x of uv, that means your mapping is defined with the two variable u and v. Barabar?
Yes, ma'am.
Instead of saying them to be a variable, I can say them to a parameter because it is in a domain D only. Just like in a interval I, correct? So I can say them just like a t is a parameter, so here you can say u and v are also a parameter, right? I hope you are knowing the difference between the parameter, variable and constant.
Yes,
माहिती आहे
ma'am.
ना सगळ्यांना? Parameter means what? It is defined in some particular interval. It can be varied in the particular interval only. Variable means what? It can be varied in whole real line. Correct? So here, instead of having an interval I, it is replaced by any subset D of a E2. So resemblance क्या है? यहाँ पे E है और यहाँ पे E2 space. I is a subset of E and D is a subset of E2. And यहाँ पे parameter क्या है? T और यहाँ पे parameters क्या है? U and V. So alpha dash of t not equal to 0 for all t belongs to I. It is very equivalent to say that xu cross xv is not equal to 0. क्योंकि यहाँ पे alpha dash of t means what? We are finding a derivative. So here we can find out the derivative with the two variable. What are the two variable or two parameter xu and x? Right? Xu cross xv should not be equal to 0. It is equivalent to say that your alpha dash of t is not equal to 0. समजते सगळ्यांना? Yes, are you getting xu and xv are nothing but the derivatives with respect to u and v. X is a sum function. X of u is equal to some variables are given. Now you have to find out the derivative with respect to u and v, just like alpha dash of t. यहाँ पे सिर्फ एक ही पैरामीटर था ना t, so we have found the derivative alpha dash of t, but here we have the two parameters, that is xu and xv. So you have to find out the derivative, take a cross product. Why we are taking a cross product? Because these are some mappings, no? And if you want to find out xu cross xv, okay, xu xv ऐसे नहीं लिख सकते ना, अल्फा डैश ऑफ t की जगह पे यहाँ पे क्या लिखना पड़ेगा? xu cross xv means what? Here u1 u2 u3 first as it is, then the coordinates of xu, then the coordinates of xv, and if it is not equal to 0, it ensures that your mapping x is a regular mapping. And later on, as I told you, I am going to show you that x is regular if and only if xu cross xv is not equal to 0. Okay, so later on no need to go for the definition x is regular. X is regular के लिए आपको find the Jacobian matrix, and then find out what is the rank of Jacobian matrix, then show that the rank of a Jacobian matrix is equal to dimension of a domain. उसकी जगह पे आप क्या कर सकते हो? Directly find out the derivative with respect to u as well as with respect to v, take a cross product and you will get whether it is equal to 0 or non-zero. बरोबर?
Yes, ma'am.
So simply, now let us come back to our definition of a coordinate patch. What is a condition? X is 1, 1 and it is regular. So 1, 1 ensures that there is no cutting of the plane, and your regularity ensures that your mapping, your whatever the patch you are going to obtain is a smooth. Okay. Now you will come, आपको ऐसे लगेगा कि smooth का condition regularity से कैसे similar है, right? I hope you remember something I have told you initially about the curve alpha dash of t, right? Alpha dash of t not equal to 0 ensures that your particle is not going to stop anywhere, it is moving continuously. And suppose alpha dash of t equal to 0, it ensures that suppose आपके पास एक कर्व है y is equal to mod x, ये भी एक कर्व है ना आपका. So at x equal to 0, you can find out derivative and alpha dash of t equal to 0. So here you can see that alpha dash of t not equal to 0 ensures that your curve is not going to stop anywhere, or it is not having any peak. Okay, this point at x equal to 0, you can see there is peak. Okay, so we don't have any function like this जहाँ पे peak नहीं होना चाहिए. It is completely smooth curve. Okay, it is not going to stop anywhere as well as it has no peak. बरोबर? समझते सगळ्यांना अल्फा डॅश ऑफ टी नॉट इक्वल टू 0 का मीनिंग?
Yes, ma'am.
Your curve or your particle or person is not going to stop anywhere and it is not having any peak, क्योंकि आप यहाँ पे कंसिडर कर सकते हो कि आपका डेरिवेटिव क्या आएगा y dash. For finding a derivative y dash you have some difficulties, so that's why at the peak points we are not going to find out a derivative, क्योंकि डेरिवेटिव exactly क्या आएगा हमें पता नहीं, right? So y dash is not able to find out here at x equal to 0, and that's why we can say that alpha dash of t is not equal to 0 is a condition ensures that your curve is a smooth. So very similarly you can consider, as we have seen the similarity between xu xv and alpha dash of t, that x is a mapping with the two parameter u and v, और सिंपली हमने एक्सटेंड किया है जो भी हमें अल्फा डैश ऑफ टी के बारे में पता है, कर्व के बारे में पता है. सो कर्व को हमने इंटरवल के फॉर्म में लिखा था, राइट? अल्फा इज अ मैपिंग फ्रॉम I to E3. Just now I've shown you similarity. Instead of a E, we have E2 space. Instead of interval, we have a D, which is a subset of E2, plane है, right? And parameter t की जगह पे u and v. So we have to find out derivative with respect to t only, and here find out a derivative with respect to u, with respect to v. Then it ensures that your curve is smooth. So in the very similar way, now you can say that in this condition of mapping is 1 1 ensures that there is no cutting of a plane and your regularity ensures that your curve is a, or whatever the object you are getting, it is in a smooth way. Barobar? Everything okay up to now?
Yes, ma'am.
So you can see here the definition of coordinate patch resembles the definition of a regular curve. Why this is so, I have told you in detail. Now here you can see alpha dash of t is a single variable. It is independent. So here xu cross xv को भी आप consider कर सकते हो. No doubt xu and xv will work as a basis. Correct? Alpha dash of t. So surface is two dimensional. Why we say surface is two dimensional? Because your domain is two dimensional. बरोबर ना? You can see your domain is two dimensional D. You can see here in the image itself E2. So whenever you are defining your surface, you must go with the E2 space. That's why we say that a surface is a two dimensional. This then I think
Yes,
you can
ma'am.
see later we will prove xu cross xv not equal to 0. Then alpha dash of t not equal to 0 is a single linearly independent vector. So in the very similar way, xu cross xv not equal to 0, we have xu and xv are the two linearly independent. Barabar? Now, the surface is two-dimensional. Why? Because while defining, we take one two-dimensional object, then we apply some operation, and then we convert it into a 3D object. Okay, therefore, the regularity condition of a surface should have the two linearly independent vector, that is xu and xv. Okay, regularity condition gives the smoothness, and condition 1 avoids the cutting of the surface. Okay. So now you can see the image x of t is a smooth three-dimensional subset of a E3. X of d दिख रहा है ना यहाँ पे?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so simple. Imagine karo, instead of seeing this x of d, you can imagine you have taken one rubber sheet and then apply some mapping in such a way that we can convert it into any 3D object. Okay. Now let us go for the definition of a proper patch. Yes, any doubt for the definition of coordinate patch? Consider only 1 and regularity. 1 ensures no cutting, regularity condition ensures there is a smoothness. Now we have the definition of a proper patch. Okay, a coordinate patch x from D to E3 is called a proper patch if the inverse function x inverse from x of D to D is a continuous. Okay, simply given that if you want to find out whether it is a proper patch or not, if you want to find out x is a proper patch, first it should be coordinate patch. Second one, x inverse is a continuous function. The function x inverse is a continuous means that your coordinate functions of x inverse are continuous. Okay. So कैसे करेंगे आप अभी? Let us go one more time. Here we have any subset D of a E2 space. X is a mapping from D to E3. Correct? Suppose we got any 3D object here. Actually 3D नहीं. Okay, now if I want to find out whether mapping X is a proper patch, okay, what is the condition for X to be a proper patch? X is a mapping from D to E3, and if I want to say that this is a proper patch. So what is the first condition to be a proper patch? First it should be coordinate patch. And second condition, x inverse is a continuous. Now how you are going to define x inverse? X का mapping हमें पता है, it is from D to E3, correct? So inverse will be from directly x of D, क्योंकि x of D आपको actually object मिलता है ना. So inverse mapping directly I can define from x of D to D, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
X of D to D. Instead of taking whole E3 space, you can take simply x of d, क्योंकि हमें simply we are concentrating on x of d. Okay, instead of having a whole E3 space, we can come to only x of d. Then x inverse can be a mapping from x of d to d directly. So you can have in another way, you can write this as proper patch. First condition it is 1 1. Second it is regular. What is regular? You can say okay. Instead of saying it, we can say x is 1 1. Second, x is regular. What do you mean by regularity? Rank of the matrix is equal to dimension of a domain, that is 2. Rank of x is equal to dimension of a domain, that is 2. Or in another way, you can write xu cross xv is not equal to 0, or you can have xu and xv work as a linearly independent vector, just like alpha dash of t works as a linearly independent. And the third condition, what is the third condition for that one? X inverse is a continuous map. Okay, so x is an inverse is a continuous map. First it is 1 1, regular, inverse function is continuous. So what is the condition to be a proper patch? 1 1, regular, inverse function is continuous. Or in another way, you can say proper patch means what? It is equivalent to say it is firstly coordinate patch, then it in inverse function is continuous. Okay, समजते सगळ्यांना डेफिनेशन प्रॉपर पॅच?
Yes, ma'am.
See in detail up to now whatever we have seen, and then we'll go further. Okay, next lecture पण माझाच आहे, so don't worry about that. See whatever we have seen up to. See all these definitions up to now, whatever we have seen: regular mapping, then rank of the matrix, then we have seen coordinate patch, then proper patch. In detail, we have seen coordinate patch. Okay. So you can see again here, T is considered as a thin sheet of rubber, and then we apply the operation in the sense bending and stretching. आपको rubber sheet को stretch करना है या bend करना है, and then without cutting it, you have to convert into any 3D object. इनवर्स मैपिंग इज कंटिन्यूस मीन्स व्हाट? इनवर्स अगर आपको अभी इनवर्स मैपिंग कंटिन्यूस है, मतलब क्या चेक करना पड़ेगा? एक्स इनवर्स इज कंटिन्यूस, इट मीन्स दैट यू हैव टू चेक द कोऑर्डिनेट फंक्शंस ऑफ एक्स इनवर्स. Okay, that I will show you. First see all these definitions. If you have a doubt about this, you can ask. Yes, any doubt? See, if you are having a doubt, please ask. Otherwise, you will not understand what is the definition of a surface. क्योंकि ये तीनों definition हमें combine करके surface का definition study करना है. Okay? Should I go for the definition of surface?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. First, we'll solve some example on this coordinate pairs, proper pairs. Then we'll go for the definition. Okay. Given that x is a mapping from D to E3 defined by x of uv is equals to u square uv and v square. Okay. क्योंकि इनिशियली हमने 2 ही वेरिएबल लिए थे तो नो डाउट द कोडोमेन विल बी with three coordinates, that is x1 x2 x3, just like I have written here. Okay, now what is x1 x2 x3 in our example? It is given that it is u square uv and v square. We have to find out whether it is a coordinate patch and a proper patch. Okay, so let us go for the definition. Write this example. X be a mapping from D to E3 such that let X be a mapping from D to E3. X of uv is equals to u square uv v square. Okay, we have X is a mapping from D to E3 such that X of uv is equal to u square uv v square, and now our aim is to find out whether this mapping is a coordinate patch and a proper patch. Given that D, what is the domain D given to us? U and V are from E2 and as U and V are strictly greater than 0. What is the domain D? It is given that U and V are from E2 on the condition U is strictly greater than 0, V is strictly greater than 0. Okay, मतलब negative elements नहीं है, right? So let us go for the definition itself. We know the definition, whether we want to show it as a coordinate patch or a proper patch. So first we should go for the definition that x is a 1 1. Okay, how to show that the mapping x is a 1 1? To show that mapping x is a 1 1, we have to find out that x of u1 v1 is equals to x of u2 v2. X of u1 v1 is equal to x of u2 v2, and our aim is to show that u1 is equal to u2 and v1 is equal to v2. बरोबर ना? 1 1 असंच
Yes,
फाइंड
ma'am.
करू ना आपण. So let us go one by one. Let us go for the definition. What is given in the definition? X is equals to u1 square, u1 v1, and last is v1 square. It is equals to, sorry, here it is u2 square, u2 v2, and v2 square. Now by having a coordinate wise equality, I can have u1 square is equal to u2 square, and last is v1 square is equal to v2 square, and then u1 v1 is equals to u2 v2. Now by taking a square root, I can have u1 is equal to plus or minus u2, as well as v1 is equal to plus or minus v2. बरोबर ना? But we know that u and v is strictly greater than 0. This is given in our definition of a domain. Okay, domain already we have provided. So u and v are strictly greater than 0. So I can eliminate them and directly write u1 is equals to u2. Next, v1 is equal to v2, which ensures that your u1 v1 is equals to your u2 v2, which ensures that your mapping x is a 1 1. So first part is covered. Is it so difficult to show that mapping is a 1 1?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Geometrically, it ensures that there is no cutting of the plane. Now let us go for the next part to show that the mapping x is a regular. To show any mapping x is a regular, अभी हमने xu cross xv वाला नहीं स्टडी किया है ना. So later on we will go for xu cross xv is not equal to 0. ये हम लोग बाद में स्टडी करेंगे. Now, just now we will go for the definition itself. What we know about the definition, that rank of the Jacobian matrix should be equal to the dimension of a domain. Okay. So first we'll find out the mapping x of uv is equals to your u square uv and v square. So let me give them some names so that we can find out the derivative easily. Let us give this as x1, x2, x3. Now let us find out the derivative. Yes, we want to find out the Jacobian matrix. Barabar. So x1, x2, x3. We will find out derivative of x1 with respect to u, derivative of x2 with respect to u, and x3 with respect to u. Then x1 with respect to v, x2 with respect to v, and x3 with respect to v. आता x1, x2, x3 काय माहिती आहे तुम्हाला? Right? x1 with respect to u, what is the derivative to u? x2 with respect to u, it is v. x3 with respect to u, it is 0. Then x1 with respect to v, what is the derivative? 0. x2 with respect to v, derivative is u. x3 with respect to v, it is 2v. Now you have to tell me whether the rank of the Jacobian matrix is equal to 2. Rank कसं चेक करणार? आता डेफिनेशन बघितलेत
Yes,
ना.
ma'am.
So in rank of any 2 cross 2, suppose I have taken these two. Okay, so what will be the result? 2u square minus 0. आता u square 2u square हे 0 कधी होणार आहे? When u equal to 0 ना. But given that u and v are strictly greater than 0 in our definition itself, u and v both are greater than 0. दिलेत ना डोमेन मध्ये.
Yes, ma'am.
So in another way I can have this one. Okay, अगर हमने ये चेक किया 2v square minus 0, again 2v square will be equal to 0 only if your v equal to 0. So both the conditions are not possible, so we can see the rank of every 2 cross 2 matrix is not equal to 0. If it is not equal to 0, it ensures that the rank of the Jacobian matrix is equal to 2. बरोबर ना?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
sir.
Yes, ma'am.
The rank of a Jacobian matrix is equal to 2, which is a dimension of a domain, and hence we say that X is a regular matrix. Okay? So simply क्या करना है आपको? x1, x2, x3 ऐसे नाम देना है and then find out the Jacobian. आप Jacobian को another way में भी लिख सकते हो यहाँ पे. You can do it with keeping x1 as it is, and then you can take a derivative with respect to uv. Then x2 as it is, u with respect to v, and then x3 with respect to u, x3 with respect to v. कुठलाही मॅट्रिक्स ह्या आन्सर सेम येणार आहे. Any 2 cross 2 matrix, if it is non-zero, then you can say that the rank of the Jacobian matrix is equal to 2, and which is a dimension of a domain. So hence prove that X is 1, 1 and regular. 1, 1 ensures that there is no cutting of the plane, and your regularity ensures that there is the whatever the object you are getting is a smooth. Okay. Now let us go for the third one. अभी हम ये दोनों चेक किए, इसका मतलब क्या है? एक्सिस कोऑर्डिनेट मैच. Now let us check whether x inverse is continuous. To check x inverse is continuous, first we must define a inverse mapping. बरोबर ना? x11 आहे म्हणजे inverse function exist होणार आहे. Okay, no need to find out whether inverse function is existing or not. क्योंकि already हमने check किया x is 1 1 and it is finite dimensional. Finite dimension मध्ये 1 1 असेल तर inverse function साठी onto ची condition check करत नाही ना आपण. So
Yes, ma'am.
already we know that x is having an inverse function. So simply first we must define an inverse function. बरोबर? So given that x is a mapping from what is the d, d is u and v are strictly greater than 0. So we have to define an inverse mapping. So what is your x inverse? X inverse will be a mapping from x of d to d. Correct? So x inverse of x of uv कैसे हमने डिफाइन किया था? u square uv and v square. So x inverse कैसे होगा? x inverse of u square v square will be equal to u and v only ना? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Think once again, is it correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
मॅम एक्स ऑफ यू स्क्वेअर यायला पाहिजे ना.
यहाँ पे u v आएगा क्या? x इनवर्स डिफाइन कैसे करोगे आप? डायरेक्टली जो फंक्शन है उसका x इनवर्स ले लोगे क्या? We must define a function, no? Okay, let me show you how to define it. First, now to prove x is a proper patch, we must first define an inverse function, okay? And then later on we'll show whether it is a continuous or not, okay? एक्चुअली हमें पता नहीं है कि एक्स इनवर्स एग्जिस्ट होता है या नहीं, राइट? क्योंकि उसको एक्चुअली डिफाइन करना है ना. नो डाउट वी नो दैट इट एग्जिस्ट, बट एक्चुअली एक्स इनवर्स कैसे दिखेगा, right? So instead of writing here x inverse, I have to firstly write y is a function from x of d to d, then we'll show that your y is nothing but x inverse. बरोबर ना? Directly x inverse नहीं लिख सकते हो ना आप. First we will define a mapping y which is from x of d to d, बरोबर? And then later on we will show that this is nothing but your x inverse. समजते ना सगळ्यांना? डायरेक्टली असं नाही करू शकत ना, बिकॉज वी डोंट नो एक्चुअली ऐसा मैपिंग एग्जिस्ट होगा या नहीं एक्स इनवर्स फ्रॉम दैट. नो डाउट वी हैव एग्जिस्टेंस, बट एक्चुअली एक्स इनवर्स को इसी फॉर्मेट में लिख सकते हैं ऐसे हमें पता नहीं ना. एक्स इनवर्स ऑफ यू स्क्वायर यू वी स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू यू वी, ऐसा ही होगा, इसका कोई गारंटी नहीं है. नो डाउट वी नो इट एग्जिस्ट, बट इट विल बी डायरेक्टली इन द फॉर्म ऑफ u square u v square is equal to u v, ऐसा होगा, इसलिए पता नहीं. So directly we will go with the very usual ideas that y of, suppose as it is from x of d, so it will have a 3 variables. So can I write this as x y z is equal to simply x and y only. Sorry, instead of writing x and y, I will write down this as x and z, rather root x and root z. Okay. While writing in the exam you should write down like this, but you can consider this one. Okay, ये आपको consider करके ही ये वाला statement लिखना है. Okay, now how to do this? आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा? इसको x is equal to u square and y is uv and v square is nothing but z. क्योंकि हम अभी क्या कर रहे हैं, x inverse मतलब क्या, हम लोग inverse mapping define कर रहे हैं. inverse mapping define करते हो क्या चाहिए आपके पास? 3 variables, right? Those 3 variables are nothing but your x, y, z. So x is u square, y is uv, and z is your v square. So what will be u? U is nothing but root x. बरोबर ना?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
To find out v is nothing but root z. और y कैसे लिखोगे आप? Y is nothing but the combination of u and v. Y is equal to u into v, that is u is root x, v is root z. So I can write y is equal to root of xz. So while defining this inverse mapping from x of d to d, we must write down one condition, y is equal to under root of xz. बरोबर? So first we have defined a mapping y from x of d to d such that now we will show it that it is a inverse, that is x composite y of x y z is equals to okay, x of composite mapping को evaluate करना है, right? So what is your y of x y z? It is nothing but x as it is. Y of x y z क्या आएगा आपका? root x and root z, correct? So already we know what is x of uv. It is nothing but u square uv एंड वी स्क्वायर, मतलब फर्स्ट का स्क्वायर हो जाएगा, राइट। एक्स ऑफ फर्स्ट टर्म का स्क्वायर क्या आएगा यहाँ पे,
X.
एक्स, ओके। यू इंटू वी मतलब दोनों टर्म्स का मल्टीप्लीकेशन, रूट एक्स इंटू रूट जेड. What is root x into root z is nothing but your y. Can I write directly y?
Yes, ma'am.
Now v square, that is second term का square क्या आएगा, it is simply z. So directly we have written here x composite y is y of x y z, it is x y z. It ensures that x composite y is an identity map, because it maps
Yes, ma'am.
xyz to xyz itself. So it ensures that your y is equals to, now it is x inverse. So ऐसे हमें फाइंड आउट करना पड़ेगा, हमें ऐसे प्रूफ में दिखाना पड़ेगा कि योर y इज नथिंग बट योर x इनवर्स. लिखते वक्त आप वैसे लिख सकते हो इन शॉर्ट समवेयर, आपके रफ नोट्स में आपको x और y का वैल्यू फाइंड आउट करना पड़ेगा, एंड देन यू हैव टू शो दैट y इज इक्वल टू योर x इनवर्स, showing that your x composite y is a identity map and it ensures that your x inverse is nothing but your y. और उसको लिखते वक्त आप ऐसे इन शॉर्ट कहीं पे भी लिख सकते हो, रफ में जहाँ पे लिख के आप ये एक्स वाई जेड का वैल्यू फाइंड आउट कर सकते हो, राइट. आफ्टर फाइंडिंग द वैल्यूज ऑफ एक्स वाई जेड यू फर्स्ट राइट what is your mapping y, then you have to show that x composite y is an identity map which ensures that x is equals to y inverse. Okay, is the idea clear up to this one?
Yes, ma'am.
Here, first from 1, 2, and 3, we can say that the mapping x is one word, that is no cutting of the plane. Coordinate patch, that is x is regular, it ensures that there is no peak points. We can say the surface is a smooth one, or the 3D object we get it as a smooth one. And the proper patch means what, x inverse, that is now we want to find out y is equal to x inverse. No, y is equal to x square inverse, ये हो गया, right. X inverse is nothing but y, so we can say x inverse of u square uv and v square is equals to u and v. Now we want to show that your x inverse is a continuous map. मग ते proper patch होणार ना, x inverse is continuous. How to show x inverse is continuous? We have to show that its coordinate functions are continuous. Now what are the coordinate functions for the x inverse? We have x inverse of x inverse कसं डिफाइन केलं तर आपण x inverse is nothing but your y. So y of x y z, that is x inverse of x y z is nothing but, you got it, is root x and root z. So whether root x and root z are continuous, then only you can say your x is inverse is continuous. आहे का root x आणि root z हे continuous function आहेत का?
Yes, ma'am.
No doubt we know that these are continuous function, right? So directly we can say that the mapping x inverse is continuous only if your root x and root z are continuous. And we know that root x and root z are continuous. It ensures that your x inverse is also a continuous mapping. Okay, since your root x and root z are continuous function. Okay, to show mapping is continuous, we have to show that its coordinate functions are continuous. That is, root x and root z are continuous, which implies x inverse is continuous. It implies x is a proper patch. Is the idea clear about this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now we'll go for the definition. Before definition, let us solve one more example for the practice. We'll write down x of uv is equal to u, uv, and v. Write one more example. X of uv is equals to u, uv, and v. And domain is same for both. Write the second example. X of uv is equals to u, second coordinate u into v, and v. The domain d is same in both cases. uv from E3 space subset of E3 and the condition u and v both are strictly greater than 0, and then you have to show it one by one. Yes, everyone have to do this. Solve it and tell me whether it is proper patch or not. करू शकता?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do it. सगळ्यांनी सॉल्व करा. ते आत्ता जे सॉल्व केलेत ना तसंच आहे. सॉल्व करा आणि सांगा. 1 1 रेग्युलॅरिटी अँड इनव्हर्स फंक्शन.
Yes, ma'am. It is proper patch.
Okay. Yes, any other student having any problem? Yes, Rutuja,
No.
can you define x inverse? How you found x inverse? What is a
X
function?
x inverse of xyz is equal to xy.
X and y, okay. यहाँ पे directly functions है ना, so it will not be
Sorry,
rooted
ma'am. xz.
x and z. Okay. Y is nothing but your product of these two, correct? Y
Yes,
कैसे
ma'am.
define करोगे आप?
Yes, ma'am.
X into z.
Okay. Yes, anyone else having this problem? क्या करना
No,
है
ma'am.
आपको? X is equal to u, y is equal to uv, z is equal to v. So now you can define the inverse mapping. So x inverse of xyz will be equal to simply x and z. क्योंकि inverse mapping जब आप define कर रहे हो तो x of d to d. So from E3 to E2 you are coming. That is any subset of E3 to subset of E2. That is from x of d to d. Okay, any other student having any doubt about how to solve this? I think for 1-1 there is no problem for any student. For regularity also you can just find out the matrix x. आपको सिर्फ derivative find out करना है. Derivative u with respect to x with respect to y and like this. और another type में अगर आप Jacobian matrix लिखते हो तो उस type पे अलग हो जाएगा, right? When you keep a function as it is or you keep a variable as it is. Okay, you can find out the Jacobian matrix in either one of the way and then find out whether rank of this matrix is equal to 2. Then you can say that the rank of matrix is equal to dimension of a domain and hence the mapping X is a regular. So from 1 and 2 you can say that the mapping X is a coordinate patch. Now first you should define an inverse function, then show that your inverse function is continuous. As X and Z variable are continuous, so you can say that your X inverse is a continuous. Okay. So from 1, 2 and 3 you can say that the mapping X is a proper patch. Barobar?
Yes, ma'am.
So any student if you have a doubt you can ask.